9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to The League Has Spoken, episode 22. We are here to talk about Survivor 50, week 4, aka the Zac Brown episode, which is sure to bring a smile to your face or a tear to your eye. Judging by the online comments, probably a tear to your eye. Here to talk about it with me is the one, the only Brianna Finlayson.
Hello.
Oh,
How's it going?
we got a little bit of frozen issue. Oh, we're fixed. That's always good to happen during the intro when I can't edit it out. Thank you for joining yet again. And of course, I was torn between making some sort of camo joke about why is she only a floating head, but
Can you see me?
I'm not feeling it. Kyla's here.
Hey, I dressed for the occasion. I'm wearing camo because we're getting a little country, and I'm wearing my fishing hat because we're
I'm
gonna go
fishing.
It
fishing.
looks I'm gonna say something wild here. I think you look more like Harriet the Spy than you're going fishing with Zac Brown.
Maybe. Well, I'm definitely not going underwater with Zac Brown in this fit, but
Can we get a Harriet the Spy cut in?
We'll get copy. Well, is Disney paying it? Is that Disney or Nickelodeon? I can't remember. Whoever it is, they're not paying
oof, you
attention
already
to.
pissed them off
Yeah,
by asking that.
we'll cut that out. Cut that out. Anyway, new intro this week for you eagle-eyed fans out there, and by that I mean the three of you watching. Bree said to me this week, "Why don't we do more with the fake Survivor intro that I made with everyone?" And I was like, "That's a good question because I spent like 3 weeks on that. I know the production value probably doesn't show it, but I was like, I should be breaking that out more. So I've retooled from now on the League Has Spoken intro. Hopefully people like it, and if you don't, keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear it. A side note before we get started, Sharon, if you're still awake and you're listening to this, give me a thumbs up.
In the comments.
It was revealed to us, Kyla. Kyla doesn't know this. It was revealed to
Uh-huh.
us that Bree's mom listens to this when she falls asleep.
Oh,
Like it's
Sometimes.
does she make it through?
She listens to it
like
at all different times.
like it's some sort of white noise ASMR thing.
Mhm.
And she was saying how she loved the podcast, but Bree, upon inquiring more, it was revealed to us that she fell asleep as soon as the intro ended. So
Every time?
No,
well,
just last.
I'm just
just
saying
last week.
there's a 50-50 shot that if she is listening to this, she's already asleep. So write in, write in if you're awake.
Let us know the minute timestamp that you made it to.
That's the kind of quality entertainment we bring, is that the second our voice lands, snoring. Anyway, should we get into Knife to the Heart?
We should. We
Let's
shall.
let's do it. Let's throw up the spoiler warning now. All right, so we start, and there's a little bit of a recap this week, which normally I don't pay as much attention to. But at this point, I feel like the editors start to give us little cues of like what's going to become important. And I did note that we're getting a lot of Charlie versus Rizzo as like a main plot point, even though it didn't play out this week per se. More on
Something I
that.
don't want to see.
Yeah, more on that at the end of the episode. As is Genevieve versus Aubrey, but that's not a surprise to me. Um, we cut through that, and then we get to like our first new action. We're on the beach after they had just voted out Q. Steph is scrambling bad because she's the only one that was not included in that vote. Um, and I wrote down that Ozzy had a better take than Emily here. I don't remember what they were talking about, but I want to make a note that Ozzy is like starting to show signs of like reading what's going on around him a little bit well. And I think at one point he says, I got to separate Mike White and Angelina. Like he's got decent reads. It's not going to end up playing out for him, but he's like starting to show signs of we're all wondering like is he just going to try and challenge his way through things or like evolve a strategy? And I want to give him a little bit of credit for at least understanding more of the game than he used to.
I think he has a thing for Mike White. There's a few people this season who have like things for other players. Like Emily has a thing for Ozzy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Ozzy has a thing for Mike. And then all Mike cares about is Angelina. Because they're
It's
like
like love
actual friends.
triangle.
Yes, it is like a love triangle. But like Angelina and Mike are actually friends.
Hmm.
So that's where the other ones seem a little weird. Um, but Ozzy basically he wants to break up the David and Glass alliance,
Yeah. How
right?
Hmm.
could you not?
Yeah. Yeah, how could you not? And I think Emily agreed, but I think Ozzy was still looking back at the last vote and saying, "We're screwed. We're going back to tribal."
Yeah, because they voted out. Here's who's left on that tribe as we start the episode. Ozzy, who's not the challenge beast he used to be, but is. Oh, did we freeze? I'm gonna redo that.
You
You
froze.
Froze,
you
yeah.
were
So we have Ozzy, who is not quite the challenge beast he used to be, but is still very proficient at things like swimming and climbing. Like huge asset. Certainly around camp, he's doing his thing where he catches
he's
fish.
athletic.
Yeah. You have uh Steph, who's strong. They haven't really shown a lot of her, but just like you can tell she can hold her own for sure. And then the next strongest person is Mike White because of his abs, I guess. But he's
Hmm.
not like
But he's old man
he's not
strong.
strong. Yeah, he's old man strong.
Hmm.
And then it's like who's next? Christian? That's not that's not good. So
Yeah.
anyway, so we get the intro. Does anyone have thoughts on the intro this week? Last week I was down on it. It's grown on me a little bit.
Well, most of our friends know that I have that amazing backlight around my TV, and I'm gonna admit it looks amazing with it.
Mm.
With the
Hmm.
colors
Hmm.
slashing, I just love it. So, but
We
that's
talked
just
about
me.
it in the group chat, but I feel as though I'd like to bring it up here that, and know you saw it, Pat, but in the intro that we have a cut where Coach is doing his Tai Chi
Mm.
and that the merge buff color is revealed and it's yellow. And presumably Coach has made it to the merge. So spoiler, I guess, but that's a little pickup from the intro.
I
Yeah.
have I have more thoughts on that, but I'm going to save them for the end when we talk about what's coming.
Okay.
I have more thoughts on that. Um, Remind me because I'll forget.
Okay.
So we get back to what beach are we on now? Now that they've tribe swapped, I don't know. What are they on? New, or is it new teal? New orange? What?
With the
Woohoo.
talent
Yeah, with the
show,
talent show. Bree, do you want
we're
to just
we're
Bree, can
we're
you
at
walk us through
Sela.
this talent show?
Yes, we're at Sela Beach, which is orange,
Thank you.
and it opens up we always get these quips about the players trying to entertain themselves during beach life, and we get a complete repeater of the fashion show, and now it's a talent show from the other week. So now it's a talent show that we're doing, and it opens up with our friend Rizzo, and he
Oh
has
boy.
a very weird Mickey Mouse impression that I did not like um at all.
At first, I
Uh,
thought he was just talking and he was excited.
So that's where we start. I know, Kylie, you had a note about Mickey Mouse, so I'm gonna let you talk about Mickey Mouse.
Oh, I don't have any notes, just that it was really weird to me.
It was really weird. It was way
Uh,
too good to not be rehearsed, and also I didn't like it. And then we have a fake MMA SmackDown moment between Jonathan and Charlie,
I don't know what that was.
where
all I all I said was I think Charlie just wanted Jonathan to climb on top of him.
Oh
Like
boy.
right?
that's what it seemed like.
It was wild.
Uh
He picked him up and like arm pressed him, then threw him down, then was like, one, two, and then Charlie had some weird,
Some sort of
that
very dramatic.
very dramatic walk away that was way too drawn out, and he was giving theater kid on steroids. I didn't. The whole talent show was a flop. That's all I have to say. If that was the talent show that
It
I put together, I'd be pissed.
it did give us on that note, Brie. That's the perfect segue. It did give us another flashback of
yes.
the Liz I'm pissed Applebee's meltdown.
I'm
I'm pissed. I'm gonna note to myself, cue that up now.
Please do.
pissed.
Because
Uh
Charlie is just not cool losing to Rizzo in any fashion,
yeah,
even a talent show.
yeah. Um
Yes.
so if nothing else, the talent show brought up Liz again from season 46. The other thing I want to talk about here is that Coach is wearing the ugliest shirt I've ever seen. He's wearing
Is
like
it the velvet one?
yeah, it's like a black on black, like velvet on satin shirt, and it looks like it's like like your grandmother's rug that's like paisley. It's like that mixed with like an Ed Hardy jean on a t-shirt. I hated it more than the talent show.
Mm,
Did
okay.
please tell me you noticed this too.
I really didn't.
Oh
I
God.
noticed it when we got to Zac Brown, but at that point, there was so much else going on that I couldn't
Mm,
give it the
I
attention or the hate it deserved.
yeah.
But
I
actually, I didn't hate it that much. So
okay. I'm I'm fine. I'm fine being the one person that had a problem with it. That's my hill I'll die on. And then before we get to challenge time, which comes this is the opposite of last episode. It's like in the first 15 minutes this week. Um,
It's quick.
Genevieve finds another idol, which I would be
hell
more
yeah.
I would be more excited about if I know I had a whole thing in the first week where I was like, I like the boomerang idol. I would like my player to be getting more points in our made up league, so I'm becoming less of a fan because I really
Yes.
need Genevieve to keep the idols she is finding. But anyway, so her
We
Canadian comes out. Did you notice
we
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
She says sorry.
Sorry. But we would be remiss not to talk about how the idol is found and the stalking that occurs.
Yes,
Yeah.
please do it.
I just she was hunting down Aubrey, who was looking for an idol naturally.
But
And
Aubrey already has an idol too, let's remind ourselves.
yes,
She's
she
looking for
already
a
has,
second idol.
and she's gonna have to, whoever finds it's gonna have to give it away anyway. So it's like, all right. But she's hunting down Aubrey, and Aubrey says that Genevieve sounds like the Ricola commercial. Aubrey.
Aubrey. Aubrey.
That
Oh, so
that would be a
funny.
funnier joke to me if I didn't have Genevieve and I was like, no, bad.
Yeah, but I'm kind of finding this whole thing so comical. Like
Hmm.
it's a comedy rivalry. And then Genevieve just casually just looking, like just standing there watching her and finds it. It's like,
I know.
whoa. And then she
I know.
goes, Dragon Slayer. That cracked
But
me up too.
happy she
Uh,
found it. Who did she send it to?
She
Remind
gives
me.
it to Rizzo,
oh,
who
Oh,
who
Rizgod,
I'm going to
baby.
tell you, we've talked about this at length already, so I don't spend a lot of time on this. Rizzo is not equipped to handle an idol with these people. He's like, I can't wait to do what I did last season. That's a bad idea. They're gonna get you.
Yeah.
Um,
And G's not telling anyone. She's sorry. She's
yeah,
sorry.
Sorry.
she's sorry. Well, we don't have to wait 49 minutes and 56 seconds this time because you know what time it is, Kyla and Bree?
Ch-
But you're doing the segment.
Challenge
It is time for
time.
the immunity challenge. All right. So, I have two things to say, which we're going to talk about at length, and I'm going to hand it over to Kyla. Uh, I think the reveal at this challenge that Zac Brown is the reward is hilarious for one reason, and it's because it's like all built up. And if you noticed, Aubrey starts crying like before they even reveal it. It's like as if she
Oh, we
thinks it's
noticed.
like a young fan has like created the challenge, and then it's
Yeah.
Zac Brown, and she's like, oh.
And how
And
did Dee get it so quickly?
oh yeah, it was
I was
like
like,
they told her.
whoa.
She said it so much. I was like, did they tell
Listen,
her to say
I'm
it?
from Georgia. I was raised beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, okay? And I didn't know it that quick. I only knew because I knew, you know? I was
Mm,
like, what are these clues?
yeah. And the only thing I wrote before I handed it over to Kyla is that Mike White looks horrible after 8 days on the island. He's still got abs, but it's just the
He's still got
hair and the
pepperoni
beard.
nipples.
He's still got pepperoni nipples. He looks like he already did the challenge before they did the challenge.
And I like that he got mad at Jeff for looking at them whenever he was like, and the losing tribe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike's like,
yeah.
why are you looking at us?
And with
But
That's
that,
called that's
Kyla,
that.
go ahead.
so this challenge, I don't know if it's formally called this, but this is what I heard on the interwebs. It's called the Arch Nemesis. Because what's going to happen is the teams are going to swim out to these big arches. They have to climb up on this narrow deck, and then two people are gonna get on shoulders, untie the buckets, and they have to unload these submerged boats. They have to remove the sandbags, bail out the
Hmm.
water with
Hmm.
those buckets, and then they have to pretty much push the boat along the sand
Through the birth
under a
canal.
net. Through the birth canal, under the net, and they also have to load up some puzzles along the way, and it's going to make one of those big arches at the end. So we got two arches. So we're calling this the Arch Nemesis.
Yeah, we have our Banu Memorial Arch challenge segment. For those of you
Yes.
who are big fans like I am of 46, do you think Tiffany was getting flashbacks to the Arch challenge? I'm throwing up the GIF now. In 46 when they couldn't do the Arch.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get to more into the puzzle, but I was so excited to see the Arch puzzle because that season it was so funny. It was so comical to watch them. It
Mhm.
took forever, and I was like, this is going to be good.
Yeah, always
Mm.
delivers. Sorry,
Always delivers.
I had
No,
anytime I can
no.
get off a Banu reference, I gotta snap it off. Go ahead.
And I want to say also, Charlie has done this. Charlie was in that
Yes.
season. He was the winning tribe. Pretty much when they're swimming out and getting on the arch deck to untie the buckets, everyone's pretty even. Then we slowly start seeing the pink tribe
Mhm.
fall behind
Our
even here.
our usual losers.
Yeah. So for orange, we have Charlie and Dee climbing up. Um, and for blue, it's Aubrey and Chrissy. They're untying the buckets. Pink, for some reason, we only see them struggling to get even little Steph up in like a cheerleading stunt. They can't even get her on the shoulders. And I believe they're doing like one bucket at a time. I really don't see them. So from the jump, they're pretty much screwing up.
Hmm.
So orange is dumping the boat over. Like Jonathan friggin' grabs the boat and flips it over
He's
to
just
try and
like
get the
holding it up
sandbags out.
like Doodle Bob, just
Yeah. What is happening? Blue is the first on the beach with orange right there. They're pretty much neck and neck still. Pink is still removing the water. Overall, this challenge is just begins to look exhausting right
Can I
then and there.
can I tell you something right there? Can I jump in again? I
Yeah.
thought it was at this point there was a shot of Pink desperately trying to bail out the water, and I was 99% convinced that they were gonna actually cut to commercial in the middle of the challenge because it was taking them too long to get the water out.
Yeah, this is about the time when I start looking at the tribes and going back to the like big men. So for blue, you have Coach Colby and Joe pushing the from the back pushing this boat. For
Hmm.
orange, you have Devers, and Jonathan. That's enough muscle pretty much to equal the other three, honestly.
It is,
And
yeah.
for pink, there's Ozzy. I mean, again, he's athletic, but he is not a big, strong
You have
person.
you have Ozzy and you have Mike White's abs only.
Yeah,
So it's
they
two
are
older men.
Yes, they are struggling the minute their boat hits the beach. So blue and orange are pretty much going through at the same time. They're loading up their puzzle pieces. Um, Orange is just slightly the first one to kind of poke out of the net and start the puzzle, but blue is pretty much right there. Pink hasn't even made it with their boat into the net yet. They're still that far behind. Um, Orange has Camilla calling for the puzzle.
She did
Chrissy,
great at that.
Amazing.
Chrissy's calling for blue. They both get the word like that, both of them. And the arch puzzle goes so quickly. Like I think there was some fumbling with like Joe trying to get two pieces. Maybe Coach dropped one. Somebody almost get their foot hit. But pretty much it's neck and neck. Blue barely gets it before orange.
Did you guys
Pink
catch that?
never makes it out the net.
Did you catch that Joe spelled the word wrong at the beginning? I have to give credit
Oh
to this
no.
spot to my mom because he went to the edge of the puzzle, put the wrong letter up, and was like,
He
and
also,
I was like, come back.
to his credit, two blocks dropped. I don't know if you caught this, and he caught both of them like a sandwich.
Yes.
That was pretty incredible.
Yes. Yeah, Joe was catching the two and he was also trying to put the two and dropping them just as much as he was catching them. But
Yeah.
but pretty much Pink is still stuck in the net and that's where we have our GIF of the week.
Yes. Well, actually, not quite, because technically, I'll put it up now, but that GIF is from after the challenge is over.
When they're climbing out of the net,
just
out of the
like
birth
you
canal.
can stop being so
Uh-huh.
pathetic now. And Christian's like underneath the boat, and like they're stuck
I like
between the
how
sand.
Jeff calls them as they're coming out. It's like, oh, now you have Ozzy coming out the net. Now you have Hubicki. It's
Yep.
like as they're like coming out. It's pretty funny.
Um, so who wins this? Which tribe is it? Orange?
Blue,
Blue?
blue.
Blue. Thank you. The new blue tribe. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's Chrissy's.
Because I was so happy for Colby. You could see a glimmer in his eye, and he's like, oh, just a little piece of Texas. Even though I don't think Zac Brown is from Texas, but it was like that was the closest thing he could get
He's from Georgia.
to
And
the South.
I just want to also call out, I know we've alluded to this, but I really think we're on, if you could throw it in here, I think we're on disaster tribe watch.
You it up.
Woo!
Whew, 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 whew. Yeah, we're there. We're there.
Because they are not doing well and they're not going to do well. And I don't think they're going to do well next week either.
I mean, they didn't even get to the puzzle. Like, dude, that is bad. That is
That was
disaster tribe
that
all
was
the way.
Q. I mean, I'm sure he let out a couple tweets, but the only one I saw from Q last week during the episode, he put out with a screenshot of them stuck in the net. He's like, "Oh, gee, there was someone who could have helped you with that boat."
Yeah. And I just feel like because now we have the knowledge that I gave last week of the other tribe throwing the previous week's challenge, there've been loss,
Mhm.
only not a loss because the other team decided not to throw it after that, and then they just it's not working out.
It's
So
bad. We're gonna talk about this at length at the end of the episode too.
okay,
Uh, Thank you, Kyle. Anything else?
No, let's go to the
All right,
reward.
so it's time for the reward. Uh, I will give my initial thoughts. You all can give your thoughts, and then Megan has a lot of thoughts, so we're gonna cut to for tea time.
Mhm.
I didn't have a problem with this. I thought it was a good reward.
Mhm.
Like you get fed. It's cool to hang out with a famous person. My problem was with how long the segment was.
okay,
Because I thought parts of it were really cool. Parts of it were unnecessary. Like, and I'll say this too. This is my background this week. I asked Gemini to come up with the blueprint for a spearfishing gun that is so over the top it shouldn't possibly be used for the task at hand, because they show Zac Brown with like the cannon from a tank going to the water, and he's like, "Oh, I caught a
yes,
fish." Brother, you could have caught every fish in the ocean with that gun. The fact that you only got one is honestly astounding.
Two.
The barrel of the gun was longer than some ships.
And
That's
look at
my
those
feeling.
fins. Look at these flippers.
Yeah.
They're long.
Yeah, Bree, can you lean to the side because we actually get the real. Yeah, that's like that's longer than most shotguns. Um, I'll also say this before I relinquish the wheel here. Um, there's a part where Coach starts crying over Zac Brown. And I just want to remind everyone, like I agree this would have been cool. Coach's barometer isn't necessarily the best to go off of here because this is a man who 15 years ago won a reward where he got to go hang out with a couple other survivors at the sanctuary and watch the Adam Sandler movie Jack and Jill. At which time he said that was the greatest movie he had ever watched. And I'm pretty sure that movie has like a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I don't know that we should be going off of Coach's
Yeah,
barometer.
there's a barometer to all this too, because everyone's like, this is the best fish I've ever eaten. And it's like, guys, you just haven't eaten. Let's be honest. If you hadn't eaten in a week and you got a piece of cold pizza, you'd be like, this is the best pizza I've ever eaten. So I'm sure it was good fish. I'm sure it was great, but I don't know that it's the best fish that anyone's eaten. And Coach doubled down, like, I eat at sushi restaurants. Like, I get this stuff all the time. So you can trust me.
That's just Coach, though.
Listen, his famous song is Chicken Fried, and they're like, let's get him some fish.
Well, he wanted to catch it.
Well, yeah.
But you know what they should have done? He should have used the fishing gear that they had.
That's what I was about to say. I don't remember who, but makes a comment about the type of fish that they catch. I'm like, but you're
You have a
literally
twig.
spear fishing. This is not,
This
this
is
is
a
like
Gatling
top
gun.
of the notch at what is that big country store?
Bass Pro.
Bass Pro Shop. Yes. Like, and I wouldn't have even believed that he caught those fish if they didn't show it. So I will say I did think the segment was too long, but if they didn't show that, I would not have believed it. I would have thought that they just gave it to him.
That's a good segue into someone else.
Are we going to say the same thing?
Yes. That's a good segue into someone else that had a lot to say about this, and I believe covers that exact topic, Kyla, is it's time for Tea Time with Megan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with Megan. So, today we are going to talk about this week's episode and the reward that we all saw. So, this we need a lot of people to weigh in on. So, everyone in the group me and in the comments, please weigh in on your thoughts, because when we were watching it, Pat and I looked at each other and said, this is a pretty good reward. Like, it's not bad, it's a decent reward. However, then every single person proceeded to say, this is the best reward in Survivor history. And I just respectfully disagree. There's no way. Like, I have not seen all of the seasons, so I'm not sure. There's probably even better rewards than I'm even thinking of, but I just know, especially in like the old era, when they were in all of the different locations, they would do a reward based on like the culture there, and they would send them out to like go spend the day with whoever, and they brought their loved ones with them. Like, there were so many things that they did, and I don't see how Zac Brown spearfishing and singing some songs is the same thing. Again, it's still a good reward. I think, so I saw a podcast of someone interviewing Sam from season 47, if you remember him. And I think he put it, and like the way he put it makes sense. He said it is the best reward for a pre-merge sanctuary reward, which I definitely agree with. Pre-merge, I feel like, normally you get chickens, which we talked about last week. You all know my stance on the chickens. So normally you get something like that. So in that sense, like the amount of food that they got, and like they got to go to the sanctuary and all of that stuff, that definitely is worth it. But if you're talking about ever, I highly disagree. And a lot of players, old players, had a lot to say about it and basically said the same thing. So Sam was pretty nice about it in that interview, but I did see Sandra, or Queen Sandra, if you know Sandra. I mean, obviously you guys all know Sandra, our queen was not happy. She basically said, "Who is this? Please get Bad Bunny if you're gonna do this." So, so I will say, at least Zac actually came and like did a whole thing, and he posted about it on his social media. We have not heard a single thing from Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is mentioned in every single episode, and she has said nothing on her socials, nothing about Survivor. And I just feel like that's a little weird. Like, wouldn't you at least put a story up or something saying like, "Oh, check out my idol on Survivor," if you're like a big fan that they asked you? I don't know. That just seems a little odd. So I would really like everyone to weigh in and let me know what you think. But that's our tea of the week.
Thank you, Megan. Bree, do you have a little bit more on this fish debacle?
Well, in my TikTok lore of the weekend, while I was scrolling, I came across this girl. I have to give this girl credit because she has great vids. I don't want to give up my sources, but her name is Survivor Swifty. So you know
Oh,
that
she's so good.
immediately I was drawn
Writing
to
it
her.
down, writing it down.
Survivor
She-
Swifty. I
She
really
is
like her.
really, really good
I'll
Survivor
I'll see if I can
vids.
find her off the talk.
She finds she has a lot of good background,
She's
which
the
is where
best.
most of my stuff comes from. But she did say that there was some controversy on a podcast she listened to because one of the shots you can see that the fish, after he spears it, there's that line that happens, but there's on the side another black line, and they like went to all the adjoining shots, and it follows down. Apparently, I can't really confirm. Follows down to an anchor at the bottom of the ocean. So they believe production may have caught this fish, anchored it to the bottom of the ocean, and then let it swim around in a circle, and then he shot it. I don't know for certain. I don't want to take away the grandeur.
I like this.
I love controversy.
This is like when famous people pay to go hunt in like an enclosed space.
Yeah. So
okay, I'm gonna deep dive on that. I love that. But I do just want to mention we've talked a few times about how much sharks there are this season. I'm honestly surprised
so many
that's not
sharks.
like he talks about sharks, then there's another shark montage later in this episode. A lot of sharks.
Yeah.
Anyways,
do we have anything else to say? I mean, if we're trying to make this proportional to the amount of time that each segment is on the episode, we have about another 45 minutes to talk about this. So
no, we're good. We're good.
Well, I have a few more comments about just in general.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Well, the food did look good. The other thing, I just kept thinking while he was sitting there playing guitar for them.
Mm-hmm.
This is my take on men playing guitar for people.
Here we go.
Either it's very touching and you like cry and it's
like
very like, or it's like Barbie, where the guy's like playing guitar for and you're like miserable. So I didn't know which way we were going.
Yeah.
I guess they were touched, but they had to be.
I was touched.
I'm just saying. I did write, I was like, is Colby crying? And then 3 seconds later, I was like, oh, Coach is crying.
It was sweet. It was nice.
I would probably cry.
It was nice. Yeah, I'm sure I would too. But watching it from afar, it was cringe.
Yes, I felt both. I felt like if I was there, I could have seen myself crying, but from afar, it was cringe. It was like Barbie.
Yeah. You should have seen me at the movies this weekend. We saw a movie and
we saw
cried
Hoppers
3
last
times.
night.
I am such a crier.
Shout out Hoppers. If you haven't seen it, to anyone on the internet, I know this is not a hot take because this movie's been out for like 4 weeks. Hoppers is
good.
So good. It's so
real
good.
It's really good.
It's the new Pixar movie. It's unbelievable. Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah, we get back to the beach.
Yeah, we got back to the beach. Dee's crying, and I wrote
having a meltdown.
Yeah, it could be worse. You could have been stuck in that net earlier. So all things considered, not that bad. And then
she had 2 cutaways about Zac Brown and how he changed her life, and I just feel that that's a lot. I don't know.
I feel so too.
But 2 cutaways about that. I mean, to be fair, I could see myself crying like that if someone else got a Taylor Swift award. But I don't know if Zac Brown's music is as impactful.
I think it kind of goes with what I was saying before. Like, I just feel like you can easily get emotional when you don't have a lot to eat. You're at a new setting. Like, you have cameras around. It heightens everything. So I could see why her emotions might be a little, but I think she was being dramatic about how much she loves Zac Brown. I don't know if I believe that, but.
Yeah. Well, now it's time for the Scrambo. So at this point, we're pretty much only going to spend time with this cursed purple tribe. Fuchsia, magenta, whatever. the first thing I wrote down is that someone just, I forget who it is, I want to give them credit, but someone describes Emily as a cougar in the shape of a Ren Fair girl.
Interesting.
It's Mike White.
Is Mike White? Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? I should have guessed because that's not really a Christian kind of a thing. And then Mike White blows Angelina's mind when he's like, listen, they're gunning for you. And she's like, what? That's crazy because I'm part of the Majority Alliance and I don't do anything or help around camp and I'm not good in the challenges. And some people would argue that I'm a little bit grating. That's crazy that they want me out. Um, and then,
The mistake he made there was
yeah,
telling her in front of Christian,
yeah.
because that sent
Christian over the
Christian.
edge.
Yeah,
Oh
because then
boy.
he's like, I want Emily, right? And then Christian, for some reason, has this attachment with Emily. And we all don't like it.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Christian, we need
But
to break up
this
with
is
her.
where too, this is where Christian he's torn about this Emily Angelina thing, and he says for like the third week in a row, he says the title Knife in a Heart. This is when I started getting worried.
so here's the
Well,
thing, though,
he says that after Mike starts telling him that he's too attached to Emily.
because
Yes.
it's like Gabby
It's
from the
like
first season.
Gabby. And then he's like, that's a knife in my heart. And it sends Christian on a spiral.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's my thing, though. Objectively, Christian's not in a great spot because Emily, obviously, as an alliance, there's no one that's debating if that's a good situation right now. But Mike White in his alliance, as an alliance person, truly isn't really a good spot either because I think Christian is right that what Mike White said was done purposefully to to give him some emotional reaction. So
Well,
Christian,
Mike White said it.
yeah, and it's like he definitely wants to make him feel some type of way. So you've got one person that's volatile, one person that's super schemy. Christian needs to like hit reboot and start again.
Yeah. Um, and
It's not going to be with Ozzy.
he comes up with a plan that seems to be really genius. He like weighs out the numbers and he's like, I don't need to do this thing that everyone does where they scramble and try and get the majority of the tribe and then inevitably tell one person too many and it all blows up. I just need to get three because I already know where the other votes are going.
Yeah.
The problem is that's going to rely on Emily. And
Mhm.
in real time, this is what happened in my notes. Christian, great plan. As long as Emily doesn't blow it. Ha 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 ha. This is unbelievable that it's happening twice. Emily
Unbelievable.
immediately in public is like, "Hey, Ozzy, let me tell you what's going on." Even like it's I can't even talk about it. Can someone else talk about this?
Yeah, so I mean, he doesn't want to include Ozzy because like I said earlier, he's obsessed with Mike White. So we can't. Christian says he's he is feeding for a White Lotus cameo, and then Emily literally is telling Ozzy that she is going to be voted tonight. Ozzy, of course, is going to be like, "Well, then, what's our plan?" And behind him stands Christian. And do we have a Giphy GIF
We oh
of
I would
this?
we I
love a
got a
Giphy
shout
GIF.
out. I forget who it was on the internet. I can only GIF the things like I screen record from YouTube. I can't screen record from like the episode itself. So I'm
Right.
normally locked into the moment,
What
like
they
the
give us.
challenges.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got it, but someone on Twitter got this moment, so I got it from them. But we do this week have the moment where Christian is behind Ozzy, like
Basically,
just
yes,
like
saying shut the f up
And
it
then
was
Emily's like,
with his hands.
oh,
it was like when Michael Scott in The Office interviews Toby and he's like, I'll kill you. He's like,
And when they cut away to Christian, he actually does have words this time. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'd like to see that anger. We need to channel this anger and get her
Mhm.
out of here.
yeah.
She's causing chaos and
And
hysteria.
and I had hoped that he was actually going to flip the switch and be like, "Never mind, back to Emily." But alas, let's go to
But
tribal.
she Christian's lucky that this whole shebang happened with Ozzy because Ozzy's the only lovable fool who's dumb enough to not pick up on this. Anyone else, if that interaction happened would have been like, wait a sorry, I swore.
Yeah.
But this is not it. So here we go.
Well,
We're at tribal.
let's go to tribal. All right, so tribal starts slow, I think.
Mhm.
Christian and Mike make it very obvious that something is wrong in their body language, in their tone of voice. And then classic Emily, she's like, for
Something's
better or
very
worse,
wrong.
I'd like to say this out loud for everyone.
Yeah.
Great TV, bad if you have Emily in your tribe. I don't, thank God. And it just gets not ugly. Like no one's screaming at each other, but they're doing this thing where they're like blatantly telling stories that are about each other. And it's like very mucky and kind of like confusing. And there was even a point, I'm going to be honest, I thought the vote was going to swing to Christian somehow because he starts talking about plans and whatnot. And I'm like, are they like, they're all looking at each other. I was like, are they all going to flip it without even having to talk? Like, I forget what he said. I wish I had written it down, but it was like everyone was just kind of like, talk, 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 talk. Just like, let me put all of my business out there when I absolutely should not. Um, Other than that,
My
so yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
my one big thought here was when Mike was talking and he basically throws it on the table again that it's kind of his job to manipulate people. He outright says it
Yeah,
almost. And that's when I knew that Christian was not that moment with Emily did not sway him. And that he was definitely going with Mike because it solidified exactly what he thought about the Gabby comment. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I
Yep.
pretty much when he said that, I know at least Christian's going Mike. He's going with the plan.
Mm-hmm.
well,
That's a good take.
that is a good take, and that is what's going to happen.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to end up being the 3-2-1 against Mike. Mike leaves. He
What is
forgets that
Angelina catch a stray? Who's the one?
Angelina
Angelina
catches
catches
a
a
stray from
stray.
Ozzy.
Yeah, right, because he's not in on it.
Yeah. Um,
And
Mike,
Ozzy.
Mike, hold on. Before we get to
Oh.
that, Mike left his bag. Some people thought he left his bag for
Oh.
Angelina to use the stuff, but it's been confirmed since then that he just like was so blindsided that he just straight up forgot to take his bag with him.
Mm,
Oh, good point. I didn't even notice that. That's a great.
I
Someone had
didn't
to point it
either.
out for me online. I didn't notice it either right away. Um, and then they get up, and Bree, what happens?
Yeah, and Christian says to Ozzy, kind of whispers, "I'll fill you when we get back to camp." And Ozzy's like, "Too late for that." He's like,
Talk to the hands.
"Talk to the hand. I don't want to talk to you right now." And I think we see it in the cutaway after, but I think there's going to be an Ozzy crash out at the beginning of next
Yeah, that's
episode.
what I wrote down. Next week is Crash Out week because it looks like we're gonna get rip roaring next week with Ozzy freaking out at people. Classic Ozzy move. There's also gonna be seemingly a huge like the Charlie Rizzo rivalry is gonna come to a head next week. So there's gonna be a crash out there, and also in the league, Megan came over to our apartment to watch with us. Megan preemptively crashed out over the possibility of Rizzo taking out Charlie. And when he nicknamed his operation for next week Bad Blood, I thought Megan was gonna burn our apartment to the ground. She
Mm-hmm.
was, and I had the same
Megan
feeling
have
she
both of
did.
them?
She was
She's Charlie.
pissed. She is
Just
Charlie.
Charlie, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, I have Charlie too.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm not worried about Rizzo.
It was the idea that Charlie could go out, ironically, with the Taylor Swift theme plan. I think that broke her brain.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was, and she'll admit it. So I don't feel bad airing this out, but I think we're gonna get an Ozzy crash out. We're gonna get a Charlie Rizzo crash out, and we're at risk for a Megan crash out as well. So we might get a triple breakdown alert, which is awesome because I have still in 2 seasons not been able to use officially the breakdown alert. We've come close. But I want to see someone in tears next week. I don't care if it's someone on the show. I don't care if it's me, but I'm trigger happy for this breakdown alert.
Speaking of things that are happening next week, before we move on, do you want me to hit up the Mikey's Move of the Week
Yeah,
segment
yeah, 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 yeah.
before we get into
Go ahead.
season standings? So Mikey has sent us his text information for the biggest W and biggest L for the week. And Mikey's biggest win of the week is to all the dentists and orthodontists out there who have gotten some big money off of our Survivor 50 cast for their veneers. So Mikey said it's a prerequisite this season to not have your real teeth, and that's including you, Zac Brown. So shout out to all those dentists out there that are making bag. And biggest L of the week is our girl Tiff. Now, no one's seen or heard from Tiff, and
We should get a milk carton made up.
is she still on the island? She's getting the purple edit. If anyone knows what the purple edit is, she's getting that. She hasn't had almost any talking heads. She's had less than Jenna and Zac Brown, which is just telling.
Yeah, because Jenna hasn't been in since episode 1, and Zac Brown showed up for 30 minutes this week.
So she's really not doing well. So that's Mikey's biggest L of the week. And I'd like to expand on that biggest L of the week because Tiff didn't get a talking head this week or ever for that matter. But since season 41, the Survivor editors have always given at least one weekly talking head to who the winner is. And so far we have a handful of people on our beach. Now, granted, there's more people around, so this may not hold true in season 50, but if it does hold true, Devins, Sari, Jonathan, Tiff, and Camilla have all gone episodes without any talking head. So just marking it now. If these guys don't win, they're out. They're not going to win. That's what the prediction is.
Which is bad news for me because I am the only person affected by Mike White being booted. So I had my pick. I took my time this week. I wasn't competing with anyone for like, oh, are people going to be snatched up? The only one picking. And
Who'd you take?
So I took Camilla.
That's a good choice.
I almost took Colby. Colby was at the top of my list to take, but I took Camilla, and I will tell you why.
I had Camilla.
In the preview, it's not that reason. In the preview for next week, you also were assigned Camilla, so let's not act like you chose Camilla. In the preview for next week, not only are we getting crash outs, two tribes are going to tribal. Which, to be honest, I feel like that's going to happen for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Because we're only at 17 people. That's like one less. I think it's 17. That's one less than we normally start with. And to my knowledge, we're not getting extra episodes.
So I wish the season just went on forever, but I know
I'd be happy. I'd be happy with extra episodes. But if we're going to keep the season the same length, we got to start cutting people. Now, we can
What if they did a two-parter?
Two-part season?
Yeah. I don't know.
I think that would kill me. So 2 tribes are going next week. We know the purple tribe's going. I can't believe I'm saying this. They got rid of the second or third strongest person on their tribe being Mike White again.
An elderly man.
So they're down to Ozzy, Stephanie, and I guess Emily as their big 3. That's a bad trio. So they're going, which means either the orange or the blue is going. And I went back and forth, and I was like, if the orange tribe, they might have Sari, who I don't think can sit out next week because I think she sat out this week. I don't remember.
Who are the other people you have? Genevieve and
Jonathan.
And Jonathan. Okay.
Yes. So who do I think is going to go? Orange has Jonathan and D on it, correct?
Yes.
You tell those two that only one tribe's going. I think Jonathan's going to go into a blind rage. And I think I looked at the trailer, and I feel like there's a water component to the challenge. I'm taking Jonathan in the water. Camilla's on that tribe, so I want Camilla over Colby.
Ozzy could be good in the water, too.
Yeah, but he can't make up for his tribe, and we already saw Coach almost go into shock in the water. So I'm not counting on him to win a swimming challenge either. So I went with Camilla over Colby for that reason. That being said, if Orange goes to tribal, I'm in big trouble.
Okay.
Are we?
Right.
Well, what was that?
What?
I was just going to say, are we going towards the
Yes.
standing?
Yeah.
Well, before we get to that, speaking of Jonathan, he's my caked up peach of the week because you gotta have a peach to flip a boat like that. So my peach of the week, I didn't get a good look at it, but I know it's back there.
Move your head a little. We want to see the whole background. There we go.
It's there.
I know it's there.
I love that you use season 42. I don't know why I know this. I know that's a season 42 Jonathan headshot because it's got like the Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, it is. It's an older one.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like that version better.
I'm gonna be honest. as someone who loves Jonathan clearly, because I've talked a lot about how great he is, before I had gone back and seen his season, and I'd seen people post about like other seasons and challenge competitors and stuff, I saw his photo of like his promo on the beach, and I thought someone made it AI. I was like, that person didn't come on Survivor. With that hair and those muscles. And so it is time for your scoring plays of the week. So let's start with tribal since we were just there. Majority voting in a unique situation for the league. The majority was not actually the majority of a tribe voting. It was just the most votes cast, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, I'm not gonna explain it to you. I don't have the time or the crayons. Emily, Christian, and Stephanie all get majority voting points because they were the three that voted out Mike White. Genevieve gets points for finding an idol. And much to Charlie's dismay, Rizzo gets points for getting the idol. I'm really interested to see how that plays out, but we've talked about that. The Teal tribe, which is Aubrey, Chrissy, Coach, Colby, Genevieve, Joe, and Tiffany, all got credit for going on reward. And tribe immunity goes to that same tribe plus the orange tribe, because they were the only two people, honestly, to finish the challenge, let alone honestly finish half the challenge. Let's just break it down there. Those are the scoring plays of the week. Anything on the scores before we get to the season standings?
Ready to dive in.
All right, let's dive in to the season standings. All right, so these are your season standings. The pre-merge boots, that is the bottom half of the league, spots 15 through 28. Let's go up from the bottom. Nora, with Mike White's pepperoni nipples, is still in last, as is Mike White's pepperoni nipples themselves. Kayla's in 27th. Megan has dropped quite a bit to 26th. Christina moves up into 25th. Heidi, my mom, moves up into 24th. Mikey drops just a little bit more into 23rd with the ST Divas. Pat Shiring moves up into 22nd with, do you know what a Reuben sandwich is, Jeff? Sharon drops into 21st. Matt Calabrese goes into 20th. Emily has moved up with the Scanty Scallywags into 19th. Brenna is holding down the 18th spot. Brian is in 17th, so close to getting out of the basement of the league. So a place that he has always been, and hopefully will always be.
Will always be.
Will always be. He'll love that. Mulcahy, this can't be right, climbs 6 spots and is still in 16th. Damn, your tribe sucks. With Immunity is in 16th, and Drew with Tyson's Apostles drops into the pre-merge boots. Welcome to the basement, Drew. We move on to the jury, which is what we call the top half of the league minus the podium. So in 14th, Kelsey bumps up into the top half of the league. Welcome, Kelsey. With the queen stays the queen. Jazz holds down the 13th spot. Ryan Shiring drops a little bit but stays in 12th. Smith moves up out of the basement into the jury with It's a Trap. I barely staying afloat in the jury am in 10th with the Q skirts. Kyla, ahead of me with Can I Have Yo Jacket, is in 9th. Alex drops a little bit into 8th. Loomis climbs up into 7th. V, with What Whitney Houston Said, is in 6th. Anne drops out of the final tribal spot. She was in 3rd. Now she is in 5th. And Scott, I forget where he was last week, but he's moved up 9 spots.
9
Great job.
places below, so he would have been in 13th.
Math has never been
Nice
my strong
job.
suit. Yeah, and Scott is in 4th. So
Storms of Bruin.
we move to final tribal. The people currently set to go to final tribal, that is the top 3 spots for the season, are Greg, don't love that, with Man, I Feel Like a Yao Man, is in 3rd. Bree with the Black Widow Brigade is in second, and Tristan, who Bree has been going back and forth with for the last couple weeks, with no chocolate needed, holding down that top spot.
Tristan took me over on this one. I'm
Yeah.
pissed about it.
So a view of your whole leaderboard here in one go. It's getting a little bit more spread out. There's now, it was like 10 points between first and 24th. Now it's like 10 points between first and wherever I am. That being said, it's still pretty bunched up, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
As we've been saying, for those of you who don't know, once we move into the individual or post-merge portion of the game, all the immunities and challenge stuff is worth way more because you're doing it for yourself. So that's where you're really going to see people swinging up and down. Any thoughts on the leaderboard? Any smack talk you want to do before we move on to the weekly awards?
I'm really impressed to see Smith out of the bottom three. Feel like he's been living there for the last couple seasons, so shout out to him for being somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Poor Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyla, I refuse to move on until Kyla says something bad about someone in the league.
Why?
I'm
Well, you're below me, Pat.
Okay,
So.
well, someone else besides me. God damn it.
Oh, didn't like it. Didn't like it when it was pointed at you, huh?
Listen, I can dish it, but I cannot take it. Famously. So let's forget it. Let's move on. Let's go to the weekly awards. That's right. I put it back on this this PowerPoint. All right, so the weekly awards. The first weekly award is for the top 3 tribes in our league of the week. Just for the episode. So this doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best 3 teams for the season, but people who had great episodes, we say that you have the numbers. The Have the Numbers award this week is going to Tristan and Greg, who both had 21 points. Great tribes. And Scott, who had 24 points this week.
That's a big week.
That's a huge week.
Big.
That's a 30 your points type of week.
I haven't checked that, but I can almost guarantee you that means that those 3 people don't have anyone on the new purple tribe. There's no way.
My dad's people
no
are all
way.
in the same tribe. So he's very volatile. He has the teal tribe. So he either wins big or he gets nothing.
So you're saying next week if Coach cramps up in the water again, he's in big trouble.
That's right.
I'm actually impressed, Bree, that you stayed in second place with someone coming with that many points. Like right up.
Well, her dad was so far down, to be fair.
But Tristan's number 1, right?
Tristan's number 1, and Greg jumped up into third, so he's right there.
Yeah.
It's not like she's sitting pretty in second.
I think I got some extra points from Genevieve's idle play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm lucky.
Right.
I'll say that. I'm lucky.
Yeah. To that note, the bottom of the tribe. The bottom 3 earners of the week. Kayla with easy as pie, I assume. Again, not looking it up. Nora, a permanent resident of the bottom of the tribe with Mike White's pepperoni nipples, and Megan. I had high hopes last week, Megan, but I'm jumping off the Megan train because this is somewhere that she is familiar with, unfortunately, from previous seasons. Both earned 6 points.
Yeah, but Megan has 2 people in the pink tribe, so I think she's pretty.
Well, I guess we'll see her here next week then.
And does Nora have a full tribe this week, or
Nora does have a full tribe. The wheel gave her Suri.
Not much action going on with Suri.
Yeah, well, it depends on the tribe situation. It gave her Emily, which in retrospect has not aged well. And it gave her someone else.
Yeah, she also has 2 people on pink. It's Angelina.
Oh,
so
yes,
this makes a lot of sense.
We're figuring it out.
These are our pink people.
Yeah.
Kayla also has Emily and Christian both on pink. So if you
Ooh.
got two pinkies,
You're
ooh,
done.
Yeah.
you're done.
You done.
Yeah, done.
All right. The next award is the most consistent award. We
That's
have
me.
it's okay. Well, let's not jump. Fine. We'll go to it. I had a whole speech, but you don't get it. Bree's most consistent. Forget it. Who
Bree
cares?
found her way into the Google Sheets again.
Yeah, I was on the sheets in the Excel and I saw my name and I was like, hell yeah.
You're like, I refuse to let him get a clean edit point to
No, go ahead, say your thing. I want to
No,
hear
it's
it.
too late. We're already on the slide.
Okay.
It's just what that means is that it's going to be all of us laughing, and then crudely is going to be the most consistent like video package, and then it's going to crudely cut again to all of us finishing laughing.
That's okay. I'm willing to sacrifice that for myself.
All right. That's fantastic. Whatever. All right. Least consistent.
Oh no.
It's Megan.
No.
Oh.
I'll say this from memory, the consistency metrics, like this would have been great last season if you could be this consistent. I'll also say once again that this is a score that evolves over time. So the more weeks we go on, the more data there is, it becomes more accurate. So it probably is going to fluctuate a lot, but all things considered. Anyway, do better, Megan. That leads us to, I think, so we have two left. Our Taking Your Flint award. Taking Your Flint is not really an award. It's for the person that fell the most spots on our overall season leaderboard this week. And who are we taking the flint of this week? It is unfortunately also Megan. She's really taking a beating in this segment.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't
Oh
say
my
anything
God.
earlier.
Yeah.
We
Pat's
can't do
like,
this again.
you wanna knock her down a little bit before we get to all of
Yeah.
Just go by this. We can't keep doing this. This is
Yeah,
too
she
much.
she fell 7 spots this week.
Okay.
On the flip side, and we've already talked about him, so this is also anticlimactic, but a hearty, that's how you do it on Survivor.
Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go.
A hearty, that's how you do it on Survivor will go to the person that climbed the most spots on the leaderboard this week, and that is Scott, who climbed 9 spots from his previous position last week. Way to go, Scott. Not quite
Old dad.
Not quite in the leaderboard, like he's in the leaderboard. Technically, we all are. Not quite in the podium, is what I was trying to say. But he is right out. I think he's 4th, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So
We're in a tropical storm and
As,
we're
as he
gearing
would
up.
say, whoop whoop. That's the
Whoop,
noise he
whoop,
would make if you asked him how he felt about that.
all right, that's been the weekly awards. All right, which means it is time for everyone's favorite segment, my favorite video package. I've said it again, or I've said it before, I'll say it again for sure. It is Bree's Superlatives.
Okay.
Thank you.
We didn't have as much action going on this week, but I have a couple things to say. I have a couple awards to give. First, the fan favorite award, and that's going to Sharon, my mom, for writing us such a sweet, heartfelt little love note on the group chat. I enjoyed
Oh,
that.
yeah, sorry,
And
quick, just checking in, Sharon. If you're still awake, let us know.
there's no way you made her. You made it to this far, but she'll restart the episode. It's okay. So, fan favorite award goes to my mom, and she correctly used fire, like that's fire, in her message,
Yes.
which
Blew my mind.
giving her Gen Z points for that. So maybe she'll be the Gen Z of the week. But yeah, she did well. Now some other things brewing in the group chat. We're giving the Annie Award to Pat Mulcahy as an orphan Annie because there was an
Oh yeah, because he
AI-generated
threw all those
image.
eggs at the orphanage.
Yes, an AI-generated image of him throwing eggs at an orphanage from Greg, who I can only assume was trying to be troublesome. And it worked because
It was
now
awesome.
Pat Mulcahy gets the Annie Award of the week. And finally,
Nice.
I'm just happy my mom wasn't the target this time.
I kind of like when she is because she snaps back.
Ooh.
Um, Finally, the last award of the week. We've called it out maybe 4 times in this episode thus far, but the Mike White Pepperoni Nipple Award goes to you, Pat, because you're the only person that
I don't know why I
Can't
got it, and I
can't
don't know
wait
what
to
this
hear
award is,
this.
but I'm going to tell you right now. Initial reaction: hate it.
well, it wasn't
Does
it
Pat
really
have
Not a,
didn't
not a
pepperoni
big,
nipples or
not a
what's
big
going on?
fan. Not a big fan of whatever's happening.
no, it's not because of your body at all. It's because you lost Mike White and you're the only one in the league who lost Mike White. So you're on a lonely island
I'm
with
on
Mike White.
pepperoni nipple
Pepperoni.
watch. Yeah,
That's right. You're on
pepperoni
Pepperoni Nipple
islands.
Watch. But you're actually probably
It's
so
one
happy to get
circular beach
away.
with a tree in the middle.
Ew, more like a shrub. But
What?
anyways, you're more likely to do better now that you've cut the pink out of your life. So
You can't say
The
fat because
pink?
that dude is ripped.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not ripped enough to move a boat, but visually ripped.
So congrats on your superlative for losing a person.
Losing a nipple.
That's right.
Just one.
Just one.
Oh no. All right. Well, now that we're done talking about nipples, right? Can we move on?
I
Yep.
feel satisfied.
Anyone else have a tight 10 on nipples? All right. It's confessional time. Kyla, would you like to start us off? What have you not said about this episode or the next episode or the league that you'd like to express before we head out here?
The biggest thing I'm still hung up on is that Christian has, I think, said 3 of the 4 episode titles.
Mm.
I'm just excited to see if that continues. Overall, I don't have much more to say about this episode. I'm ready for something more exciting next episode. This one was a little more chill. I don't know. I want something more exciting in terms of like, let's get 2 people out. Let's have some fun. Let's shake it up in some sort of way. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Not a hot take, but
Yeah.
I love it.
the right one.
Brianna.
Right. I'm just interested to see who's the next celebrity feature, what type of other boomerang idol or, you know, throw a vote away from Jeff
Tricks.
Bezos or something we're gonna get. But I'm interested about that. And I'm also waiting for the ultimate demise of Riz God because I refuse to accept that Charlie will be, you know,
Outplayed by
outplayed by this kid. So that's really where I'm at and ready for next week. I'm always ready.
always ready. Stay ready. All right. Well,
Oh, okay. Neighborhood Watch.
this has been The League Has Spoken, episode
Wait, what
20.
about your confessional?
The whole thing is my confessional. I gave all my thoughts. No one wants to hear
These
more
are my
of me.
confessions.
I don't know. Sorry, that was an awkward pause.
I'm just
I
waiting
don't
to
know
see
what
if
to
you.
do. I thought I had something for that.
No one loves to hear more of me. Nobody likes me. Bye.
That'll get cut out. What am I
Okay.
confessional? I am. Who am I worried about on the island? I mean, there's the obvious choices like Tiffany,
Jeff.
who hasn't been able to speak. Obviously, everyone in the Purple Tribe's screwed, so that's not interesting. Is there anyone? I'm looking at the tribe list that I'm like, I'm interested to see how this Devin's fake idol thing plays out.
I forgot about it.
I'm still not convinced that it's like, and maybe it's my lack of vision, but I just like everyone knows him as the idol guy. So to try and pull off another fake idol play is already harder because they're on guard for
Mhm.
that. They've seen him do it multiple times. And then also it's like, what's the benefit of, like, what are they going to do? Drop fake hints, presumably using the scroll of paper they already have. that's gonna make someone think they have an idol at tribal and they pick it up there. I'm like, so what's gonna happen? They get the idol there and they try and play it and they just embarrass themselves. I don't feel like that's ever like
Well,
best
wouldn't it
case.
be a boomerang idol anyways?
No, here's my thing. If and again, could be my lack of vision. If I play this out as what I think is the best case scenario for him, he gets someone to get the fake idol publicly. They use it and it's not a real idol, obviously. They get embarrassed and they leave. He stays in the game. No one, like, he makes it to the end. Juries don't reward. That comes across to me, at least, as a petty move. Like, what's the reason for that?
The idol?
Like, if, like,
Hiding the idol.
yeah, what's
Hiding
the
fake
reason
idol.
for embarrassing someone like that?
Mm.
Like,
Well,
because
it's not.
they'd have to publicly find it at tribal. They'd have to publicly use it at tribal. It's like it blatantly been played in front of everyone, and I just like that seems like that's beyond to me at least. That's beyond gameplay. Let's give them an idol on the beach, and they think they're safe, and we can con them into. That's like drawing it out publicly and kind of embarrassing. And I don't see that playing well in front of a jury. So I'm like, if that's gonna be your big move, I'm like, I want to see what he does because I feel like I must be missing something because I just can't understand how it's gonna be awesome for him in the long
I
run.
I didn't think it was supposed to be a big move. I thought he was just doing it to be funny, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of screwing around.
And
Yeah.
in which case, it's like, why? Then I'm like, I'd rather see you do something that matters. I'm curious. I'm open to the idea I'm missing something with it. I can't see a scenario where it plays out where I'm like, wow, that won you the game. I don't know. So
Yeah,
that's my
yeah.
confession is I'm very confused about it. All
All
right.
right, Bree. He gave his confession.
This has been The League Has Spoken, episode 22. We will see you next week at some point for episode 23, where we talk about week 5 and when inevitably multiple people crash out, hopefully live on air if we can exploit their anger for content. Till next time, see ya.
Bye.